Okay, so doing a quick podcast here talking about the recent FTC suit, Liron Hirschkorn with Incrementum Digital, Kate Bray of Incrementum Digital, and Yoni Mazur of Getita. Yoni, what are your thoughts on this development this week with the FTC and Amazon?
So I think on the seller side, or the third-party Amazon seller side, they're kind of on the fence, right? They're sitting on the fence, or also we're a solution providers on the fence looking at this, saying, okay, on the one hand, we wish that it will be an opportunity for third-party sellers to get some relief on the cost structures, especially when it comes to FBA. The fulfillment fees, restocking fees, return fees, storage fees. If there's really an opportunity for Amazon to, and the FTC to drill down and see, okay, there's room there, I think that will be a positive outcome. But I guess everything else outside of it, if FTC is going to come in and say, hey, let's break everything apart, I don't think the sellers will be up for it, because at the end of the day, Amazon's mass appeal to consumers is this ecosystem they created, which is very, very effective. A huge catalog of products, very competitively priced, because there's so much competition between the sellers themselves and Amazon as a seller, as 1P. And then you got Logistics Pro S. They can deliver anything same day, next day, and it's reliable, which is very appealing to the consumers. So pricing is good, selection is good, delivery is good, it's reliable. Plus, you have 200+ million Prime members that also get video streaming. I use it a lot, the video streaming. I see the shows, I see the movies. So you got this beautiful ecosystem that is really good. Now you're gonna put that apart, the video side, you pay extra for that, and if you want to get shipping, it's just not gonna work. And all that's gonna affect the sellers and the consumers. The selection not gonna be as so. When you're sitting on the fence looking at it, it's you hope for the best, but you see that there's might be issues there. So that's kind of the quick look that I have in it. But what do you think, Liron?
Yeah, so I think a few things. I think the FTC kind of got it wrong in terms of what they went after. So they went after a couple of things. One is they went after saying that you're forcing Amazon sellers to use FBA, where FBA is still going to be your most cost-effective shipping, and in order to be competitive, you want to have that Prime badge. Amazon also offers seller-fulfilled Prime. They recently opened up Buy with Prime, where you can use it on an external website. So they've kind of offering Prime as a service where now anyone can use Prime. So I think that helps Amazon's case. And sellers want to use Prime because you're competitive when you use Prime. And I think if you had tried to do 1 day, 2 day, or same day shipping with a 3PL, one, they couldn't execute on it on same day shipping the way Amazon could, and two, it would be more expensive. The second thing is they're going after advertising, saying Amazon is forcing people to use ads. There are brands that don't use ads that still sell very well, but essentially all ads need to advertise essentially to get traffic. Some brands can do it off Amazon and then they get traffic on Amazon as a result. Others do it in retail stores by having a retail store be their showroom, and they're paying for shelf space, but everyone needs to pay for marketing. Most choose to do it on Amazon because it's more cost effective than anything else, and it's a bidding system. So you are not incentivized to just have junk products showing up in ads, because ultimately you're going to have, if you have bad products with bad reviews, then those brands are going to pay a lot for those clicks, and ultimately they're not going to be relevant and they're not going to show up. So I think they got it wrong. I think where they could have gone after is Amazon's maybe treatment of third-party sellers, where it's hard to get support, and you're subject to suspension, and it's hard to really get heard, and there's maybe manipulation of reviews, and they could have gone after other things to
but that's like cutesy compared to what
right.
the immediate notion is. 17 states and the FTC looking to break apart Amazon. That's kind of the vibe or aura we're getting from
Right.
this signal. So looking into a little bit here and there, I don't think you need 17 states, a whole thing.
Right.
But there's also, it seems, like we discussed earlier, there's an element of crusade by the one originating this whole basket of
Lena
states
Khan.
coming together. Yeah, Lena Khan is the name.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it could be just a political spin for. I don't want to get too political, but her career.
Definitely.
There's so many forces involved in politics. I'm not an expert in politics, but it could be an element there. And because of that, it just bells and whistles now. And as it drill down into the math, it's just going to fade away.
And the FTC has lost several cases. Google wanted to buy this company I don't know, like Blizzard something,
No,
right?
that's Microsoft and Activision
Microsoft.
Blizzard. Yeah, the gaming
Yes,
company. Yeah, that's
yes, yes, and
70, $80 billion deal.
that
Huge.
went through, and the FTC tried to stop that. So they haven't had a good track record. I think they went after the wrong things. Kate, any final words on how you think this is affecting sellers, or what do you think will happen?
I think it's hard to argue that this is making it more difficult for sellers and forcing them to advertise when a lot of them are cutting ad budgets to Google and Facebook to advertise in Amazon. So
Right.
I think I'm also just weary of anything that disrupts the Amazon ecosystem. So I don't know.
And ultimately, I read something else as a final thought that online prices have actually dropped by about 3% over the last few years. So if it's such a monopoly, if they had such a monopoly in pricing power and everything else, prices would go up, especially on retail products, right? That Amazon is selling, that would affect the market. But online prices have actually gone down. So that shows you there's a lot of competition, and also the FTC is kind of putting Amazon in the space of online only when you're actually 80% of sales are in retail. You're competing against Walmart retail, and there's plenty of big box stores that you're up against, not just the online. They're competing against Target, which has online and in-store pickup, right? All these things that actually you can't do with Amazon. So
if I had to guess, these brick and mortar stores are much more aggressive to their vendors and suppliers, and arm wrestle them down like with guaranteed margins, like things that you if Amazon would ask it, nobody would sell on Amazon. If they tell you whatever you put in the marketplace has to guarantee a X amount of money for me, that's what Macy's does, Walmart, and consignment don't. It's very hard to break it in because it's such of these forces. The barriers to entry is so high. Amazon is the ultimate equalizer in e-commerce as well. You can be from any country, any place, as long as you send the cost structures, you can make it happen. And as you're data driven, you'll probably make a good living, and that is a huge thing that nobody can really do in brick and mortar.
Right, and the other thing FTC said is that Amazon will sort of suppress the buy box, right? If you have a lower price elsewhere, and Amazon comes out and says yes, like a lot of retailers do this, where if you have we only want to show the best prices to our customers. So yeah, we make it more difficult for a customer to buy if there's a better price elsewhere because we don't want to show those offers. And people are saying, oh, it's Amazon's not allowing a lower price somewhere else. It's not the case. Amazon allows a low price somewhere else. They just want you to match it on Amazon because they also want their consumers to get a low price. So I think that works in favor
Once again,
of consumers.
yeah, competitive. They want to be competitive. They want to highlight what's competitive, and whatever's not, they put in the back shelves, right?
Exactly. So I think it makes, I think Amazon had a really good response. You can read on their website about Amazon.com. Thanks for this hot take, 5-6 minutes on what's happening. You can make sure to follow Yoni Gatita on all channels and Incrementum Digital. And thank you for watching.